Hey everyone, Angelo here, homeless filmmaker in LA, destroyer of greedy corporations. Took a very important step in that process today. Also, I feel fatter than ever. I don't know how that's possible. I'm eating so little. Wait till some people get here, drink my food bank water. It's obvious why they got this one there. Somebody smashed this. I hate these plastic lids. They have the actual like plastic lid in here, but why do they have this thing? Damn it. Like if I could just get the actual little lid out, that would be perfect inside of this big fake blue lid. But come on. Whoa. That's what it was like when I broke this corporation. I made them basically, tap out. It was not pretty. I'm telling you. I mean, they're following me everywhere. They're upset, but I don't care. And you can do it too. Hey, 2-liter Esteban. Hey, Gamer Billy. Damn. Look at this lid. I gotta work with this every time I open this bottle of water. Why can't I get that? Just see in here, they got a real plastic lid, and sometimes I've seen just those on these bottles of water. I got this from the food bank. I don't want to have to deal with this every time I take this. Yes, thank you, Gamer Billy. Today also, more creepers at the park today. Oh yes, I cracked it enough. See, it's starting to come out. Come on. Come on. There we go. See? Don't have to deal with this crap. How hard was that? At the park this morning, I dealt with 2 creepers. And this was when I was there at like 6 in the morning. One, I'm in this narrow part of the park where I like to work out at because it's a good spot for me. They got the fence there, they got the concrete. I don't want to do burpees on the grass. They run the sprinklers in the morning. The grass is all wet. It always soaks through my shoes to my socks. This guy was walking real close to me. I'm just standing there looking at him, just walking right by me. He walks out onto the field, past the fence, lies down in the grass. The grass is soaking wet. The dirt is wet. I mean, the sprinklers have already run. So he's lying there. I'm doing my workout. A few minutes later, he gets up. He starts walking like this, like he took a shit in his pants. And then he walks normal. And he's slowly coming to me. I'm like, what the hell? I'm just standing there looking at him like, all right. Is he going to try and come do something to me? Is that the guy who threw a brick at me? Looks kind of like him, dressed kind of like him, but he seems a lot calmer. Then he doesn't come right at me. Then he starts going another direction. He walks out past the fence onto the sidewalk. And he's wearing a baseball cap. He pegs his cap down at the ground. And all of a sudden does this Michael Jackson shuffle. Does this dance. Picks the hat up. Starts walking. As he's walking, he just sprints out of the park. And the other creeper, he was just weird enough to be, for me to stare at him, because he started walking around again, this narrow part of the park I'm at. It's like, if you're just walking through the park, you don't need to go through where I am at all. There's tons of space, because there's bleachers, and I'm in front of the bleachers and this fence. And that's where I like to work out because the sun is blocked out there when the sun rises. And I swear I hate the people who work at the park. But anyways, he was just starting to walk towards me. I'm just looking over because I'm like, why the hell would he just come in my direction? And he saw me and he just turned around. So that was that for the second creeper. Yes, thank you, Alejandro. Yeah, and I hate these park employees. These homeless guys, they're nice people. Like I guess they sleep around there and they have their carts and stuff with their stuff. This one homeless guy, he's there all the time, and you know, he knows the park employees. Like, he's like, hey, good morning, you know, and he's like, and he asked the park employee, because they're always there really early too, and he asked the park employee, hey, can you open the bathroom? He's like, oh, you want the bathroom open? Sure. I'm like, what the hell? So you just leave it closed until someone asks you? There's no fucking way I'm asking him to open it every time. Maybe I will ask him, I don't know. I despise that mentality. It's like, oh, don't worry, people's bladders, they go on hibernation overnight. What the hell, man? I can't stay. Oh, we just open the bathrooms whenever. What's the rush? The bathroom is just like an entertainment thing, right? You don't actually do anything in there that's important. So yeah, I despise them. I want to beat them, hypothetically, in an alternate dimension, not in this reality, this local universe as we know it. Speaking of which, I read some Carl Sagan today. That was fun. Barely did any writing. I was distracted. I was tired. It's getting cold out now. I was having trouble sitting there with the cold. I got to wear my thicker jacket sometimes. But also I'm kind of, I don't know, dissociating. I wasn't feeling great, but I did make myself write some. I'll try and write some more tonight, like another page. But I'm kind of hitting a dead end in my story where I'm refining it, and I'm like, oh, I got to go back and write it, start over with now a clearer idea. I made it much further this time. Before I'm like, oh, this story's going nowhere, I got to tap out, but I'm still trying. I'm going to try and make it to the end and then go back and rewrite the outline and do it better. Now, here's how to destroy a corporation in one simple step. In the description, you'll see a link to the Congress of Essential Workers. Join that. All it is, it's Chris Smalls, who was a whistleblower at Amazon about their shitty safety standards there. He started that, and it's a way for workers to be connected who want to ensure, and he has the demands on there. $30 minimum wage, paid vacation leave, medical leave. There was some other sweet stuff. Oh, hour-long lunches, provided safety equipment. I forget what else. There were a few other things. Medical pay, said free health care. But you have to join together. And you basically sign up with your email, your name, your phone number, and you say ways you can contribute. Not with money, but just like, what are your skills? So I put like social media and that I'm a filmmaker. And if you're willing to do other stuff to help out. I didn't get any email, you know. I guess the emails will come when they need you for stuff, but you got to start somewhere. You got to join stuff like that to be connected, because I realized there's no, that company, they didn't get back to me today yet, the one that wants to pay me $15 an hour for really hard labor. But there's no way. I feel so crappy. My car is so dirty, and I've been so lazy and tired and hungry. That's no excuse. I've been I was thinking, there's no way I'm working for them for $15. That's way underpaying me. For that hard work, for work that's that hard, I should be paid at least really $18 an hour, I say. But and I'll ask for $17 an hour if I talk to them, if they make an offer to me. Who knows? They may not. I may hear from other jobs too. I hope so, because other jobs pay more and aren't as tough. And I'm always worried about the Trump virus. But I'm only one person. If everybody there who's applying to jobs demands $17 an hour or more, 18 or 30, they could pay it. I'm sure they could. Why? Because the way they describe this company, and I know I'm a little bit familiar with the company, they're a big company. They're making so much money off you, what you're doing, because you're doing a ton of stuff, sending out a ton of orders. That money's getting kicked up to the executives and the CEOs, and if they have a board of directors, if they have stockholders, those types of people. So go in the description, click the link to the Congress of Essential Workers, join that, declare class war on these rich corporations that blatantly screw you over so they can be rich. Think about it. Walmart could probably afford to pay everyone $30 an hour. Amazon most definitely could. Most certainly. Lots of other companies could afford to pay way more. McDonald's could afford to pay way more. The last CEO he made, I forget how much, $7 million in 1 year. He resigned after some scandal. I think he had an affair with one of his assistants or employees or something. But he's going to be fine. He's totally compensated. He's got plenty of money. Meanwhile, there are plenty of McDonald's employees who can't even afford rent, can't afford transportation, can't afford childcare, can't get full-time hours, got to deal with shit customers. I really believe McDonald's employees, like, they should have a wide latitude to use, physical violence with customers who are unruly, and weapons to back them up. I just think they should. And so what, if I get in the crosshairs of that, or my mom or something, it's like, hey, so be it. That's why you don't cross them. That's why you don't mess with them like that. But join that Congress man, I'm so lightheaded, I'm so hungry. Congress of Essential Workers group. We have to organize. What better time, what more important time than now, when so many people are out of work? 800,000, what, a month or a week are applying for unemployment benefits? Nothing happens unless you force it. Unless you tell them, screw you, screw them. You got to screw them, basically, and basically threaten them into paying you more by threatening to strike, organizing with people. So I want to make it so everybody's demanding this stuff, because if just a few people do it, it doesn't do anything to help anyone. It's pointless. They'll just pass over you and go on to another employee. By the way, it was pretty funny hearing about Rudy Giuliani got caught touching himself with, I hate even using that term, that's like too elegant of a term for him, fondling himself with the actress from Borat, the sequel to Borat. Wow, this asshole's speeding through here. That's really dangerous. See, the person like that, they deserve to have service employees do violence to them. I wouldn't. I don't want that responsibility. But that was really low, how they were driving fast. Kids could be walking through around here and stuff. There's lots of people around here. But Rudy Giuliani was able to be seduced by the actress who was 24 but playing a 15-year-old in the movie, Borat's daughter. He's playing Borat's daughter, and went into a hotel room with Rudy Giuliani, had scotch with him. He lied down in bed, took off his microphone, and started sticking his hand down his pants. And he tweeted out today he was merely tucking in his shirt or something, I don't know, or just taking off his microphone. It's all fabrication. The fact that he was so comfortable doing this with a 15-year-old tells you he's doing this shit a lot with, or he's used to it with underage women, or with very young women. Underage women, and it's a teenager. Yeah, I know, the girl was 24, but he thought supposedly she was 15. And then Borat burst in the room and said, Mr. Giuliani, she's 15 years old. She's too old for you. So, yeah, that sounds amazing. Screw him, man. Just a sick fuck. Same with Trump. Why Joe Biden wasn't smart enough, didn't have the presence of mind to point out how Trump, I guess he doesn't want to go after Trump's record on women because he's a big old creep with women too. But how Trump bragged that he would go backstage on his Miss America pageants or whatever and watch the girls undressing, and all his other accusations with abuse of women. But yeah, that sounds amazing. Borat 2, man. Oh, I can't wait for people to see that. I'm not going to be able to see it for a while because, I don't have regular internet access, or I have internet on my phone, but I want to watch it properly, like on a decent sized screen, and I don't have the money for, what's it on, Amazon Prime? I know it sucks, we got to pay Amazon, but I don't have the money for any of that right now, so I'm not going to see that anytime soon. I will say, I regret that in the trailer I saw for Borat, everything looks so professionally shot. I miss the handheld feel of the first. Why do people think everything should necessarily look more like high quality, like cinema? For this, if it's a movie that's, kind of like a reality show in a way, it's kind of, what's the word, gonzo filmmaking, where they're filming like undercover. To me, it breaks the illusion when it starts to be shot like too well choreographed and staged. And I've seen TV shows do that too. That's what I didn't like about the reboot. The new seasons of Mr. Show. I love Mr. Show, but the new season, it was so weird. It was tripping me out psychologically to watch it shot 24 frames a second, but um, it it's shot with a long shutter, so you get this motion blur because they didn't have enough light necessarily to make it for a narrow shutter, which is a quick exposure, which gives you more of a jittery motion. And it's just so weird. It's like these gaps in the video that's like 24 frames a second, so that it's a different kind of motion than 30 frames, which is what older TV is, which is like smoother motion, like sitcoms. And it's just weird. Like it's like kind of took the breath out of me. Like this weird, and I feel like the laughs weren't hitting as hard because of that. I don't know. I know the audience was in a studio for a lot of it, but it's like there are bigger gaps between the frames and 24 frames a second. So it's this weird kind of illusion that for film it's good, but for video it's like there are these gaps that your mind processes. And for me, it was like I was constantly like unsure of like how I'm supposed to gauge this and pace it. It just didn't work. And it's like, stop thinking everything needs to be like film. Like film is the be all and end all. It's good for what it is, but for video stuff, make it look like video. It works better. So Borat, yeah, I don't want them shooting on big, nice cameras and reds or whatever. But anyways, oh, thank you. What the hell's your name? I can't even read it. DJ Rocker Boy. Cool. Yeah, no, I'm not running for anything. Do not vote for me. Do not fill in my name for anything on ballots. There are plenty of people running for stuff that are, more interested and thoughtful and figure out ways how to help people that I don't figure out. But just click like. That's the only support I need, because we need to, seriously, we all need overnight to completely, bring these companies to our demands, which is people need to be paid more. They need to be given proper breaks, protective equipment, medical care. How can we just let people be screwed over? And the thing is, you can't do it on your own. It doesn't matter how tough you are a negotiator. They'll just fire you or they won't hire you. So me applying to this company I'm going for, I'm going to have to go, if they go through with the application process, I'm going to have to go through it all with them and then hopefully get them to like me and then say, okay, I'll do it, but I want $17 an hour because this is really hard work and you're giving me minimum wage, which is the minimum you can give. Yes, they give dental and medical benefits and stuff too. I don't care. I don't buy food and gas with medical benefits. That might be the asshole in the truck. No, it looks like a different truck, but it's the same color. It always fucking blasts corny ass old music. Anyways, it's pathetic. It's like, oh, I need to feel good. Yeah, Prop 22 or Measure 22. Yeah, the fact that Uber and Lyft are paying like millions and tens or over $100 million to ensure Prop 22 is opposed means it's good. Prop 22 is good because they hate it. They know their contractors don't get paid much. They want to keep them low paid, and it would be so much better for them if they could actually get paid and protected as actual employees. So yeah, of course Uber and Lyft are spending so much money. If they don't have money to pay employees, why are they paying like $180 million or whatever to make sure they don't have to pay the taxes on them and everything and pay employees protections and good wages? So am I for or against? Is Prop 22 to make them employees? So I'm for it. Good. Break what the hell? It's so dark. You break the loop. If I was 24 again, I don't know. There's nothing I could figure. You can't rush anything, Well, thanks, Nordic Rider. I don't know what I'm going to do about that now. I'm not doing my own struts now. I'm just going to not bother with them. I'll pay mechanic for an oil change and tire rotation maybe this week or next week. I'll put it off a little, but I'm due. I'm like 3,000 miles, so I'm due for an oil change. And I'm desperately hoping I get work. But everybody, in the description, click the Congress of Essential Workers link. Join it. It's simple. It's just, you don't need to make a profile and password. You just put your name, email, phone number, and I think it's like, say, why do you want to contribute, or why do you want to be a part of it, or how can you contribute? And it says, like, can you phone bank? Can you do social media? Can you do whatever? I forget the other ones. I paid attention to social media. I said I can do that, and I typed in that I'm a filmmaker. So join them, because they're demanding like $30 an hour minimum wage, free health care, paid vacations, 1 hour lunch breaks. I forget all the other stuff they want. I really can't remember, but it was pretty good stuff. My car, yeah, it stays straight, so it's good, thanks. Right, yeah, my brakes are good too. Thank goodness the last owner, he put in new brakes. Yeah, I know. I'm not too anxious about it, and actually, it was a little bit low on oil, so I just filled it up with some. So at least it's kind of getting, clean oil now, a mix of that. I should check it again soon just to see how high did I really get. But I got it about midway. I'm like, well, what's the point of putting too much? I'm going to get it changed soon anyways. No, I don't believe in luck. I mean, yes, you get lucky, but you get lucky when you work hard. That's what I think. Oh yeah, I don't know if Scotty Kilmer specifically was talking about that, the right to repair in Massachusetts or somewhere else, but yeah, I've heard about that, where basically, yeah, dealers want to screw you over, not just on cars, but like everything, like lawnmowers. Obviously, farmers have had major problems with that. I shouldn't say obviously, maybe not a lot of people know that, but John Deere tractors make it so you can't work on their tractors, so a lot of farmers have really old equipment that they can repair themselves. But a lot of dealers, they're so shitty, they want you to have to go to the dealer themselves. Like if you need the computer updated, instead of being able to download the update on your car itself, you have to take it to the dealer and let them do it and pay them to do it. So yeah, cars are just a ripoff. I'll be glad for the day we're all just doing something else, getting electric cars, riding bikes, whatever, riding trains. Right, and it's also, I know it's not hard to do myself, but it was a whole issue. I tried to get jack stands and stuff, and I realized this is way more than I can get into, because I don't have anywhere that I can reliably have a flat surface to do it, and I'd have to spend a lot of money on jack stands, more than I was prepared to, and get wooden blocks to put under the jack stand so it doesn't damage the concrete, or sink into dirt if I do it on dirt, because there's a dirt field where I might like to do it. I live in my car, so I don't have a driveway or in front of my house where I can do it anyways, so it's just a issue with that, all that. So I'm like, this is too much. I can't really do it right, I don't think so, without spending a lot of money, and it's not even worth it to me. I need that money right now. I'd rather just, pay a mechanic, big deal. And now I just don't even want to think about car repairs. Hey Jordan, how you doing? Jordan Hardgrave, everybody. That is the Anxiety Ninja. Tyler, the Creator, I'm not really familiar with him. I know he's a talented rapper, right? But I don't know. I saw his video years and years ago with the big, what was it? The big kind of beetle on him. So that's good to hear, Jordan. Anyways, it was an old video of his. I don't know. I don't listen to a lot of music. John, cool. Thanks for joining. Jordan, I have been watching several of your videos lately. I don't think I caught the very most recent ones, but I saw the longer ones, like live, and the tattoos you've been getting. And anyways, everybody, Jordan does depersonalization, derealization courses. So a lot of people claim to be cured with them. I still have my own struggles with that day to day, but I'm getting up every day at 4:30. I'm working out. I eat healthy. I eat oatmeal twice a day. You got it, Jordan. And I'm writing a lot. I'm writing my screenplays and trying to stay focused. My mind, it goes fuzzy, warps in and out, and now we got this shutdown, so it's kind of unfortunate that I can't really resume my normal life because everything is shut down that I was involved in, like filmmaking and live events. Um, yeah, thanks, Jordan. Now I'm trying to get a job, so that's a whole ordeal in itself, as you can imagine, stress and all that. And where did I see Tyler's cockroach video? I'm sure I saw it on YouTube. Yeah, definitely, Jordan. It's like, so I gotta just kind of make it work on my own. YouTube, it sort of helps. It's not really the same as doing stuff that I like to do, but everything's closed. The theaters and stuff, not just the movie theaters, but there was a theater I used to volunteer at and go to shows to, and they let me use it as an office, and that's closed down. They just closed their business. And so now I'm just on the street all the time, showering in the street with water bottles and shaving at a water fountain, using the porta potties at the park. So but I'm losing weight steadily, even though I have a few bumps with that. Anyways, so yeah, that's. Thanks, Jordan. Yeah, I appreciate it. Well, I know you got a lot going on. Um, Again, everyone, that's Jordan Hardgrave. He does the Anxiety Ninja channel on YouTube, where he teaches about DPDR, the disorder I have. Wow, a lot of questions today. Last video game I really got into, it's been years since I really played video games. It's hard for me to get into them. It's like, I don't know, my mind, it's like, I don't know if it's not I get motion sick, but it's like a weird drug for me that like I don't want to be on. I did try playing a little Counter-Strike recently. Counter-Strike's like the one game I played on and off for like 15 years. But really the last game I really got into at home, like back when I'd say it was at my parents' house, really, because after that I was just too busy. I was working jobs, three jobs if you count filmmaking, videography. Um, I don't know. I'm trying to think, like 2004 or 5. Around then, like Katamari Damacy was a lot of fun. And what else did I get around then? 2005. Um, some of the like Call of Duty or Medal of Honor games. I don't know. It's like 15 years. No, I didn't. Well, okay. I've temporarily fixed the radiator, which is basically it's not losing coolant as long as I keep the cap as tight as it'll go and not make it too. I basically turned it too far before. That's why I was losing coolant. So it's like tight, but it won't lock on. However, I know at some point I should. That is a sign that if the top is cracking, I should get a new radiator. So again, even that, I may just pay a mechanic to do it. As much as I hate to say it, because the other issue is I'm just so strapped for time. Even now, I have no job, no obligations. I'm not doing anything except taking dumps in the porta potties and urinating in there and eating barely anything. Even then, I'm still so strapped for time because I'm just trying to write all day. So I don't know how much worth it. I'll just get rich being a writer. That's what everybody does, right? Speaking of going to the bathroom. Yeah, Katamari has fun music. I gotta go now. I'm gonna mute the stream. Yes, it does have cruise control, although I rarely have any opportunity to use it. I'm not driving that far lately. And plus, in LA, you don't get a lot of stretches of road without much traffic. Yeah, I guess Katamari Damacy would be like the newest game that I got into, because other than that, yeah, Counter-Strike, I even played a little bit of it a couple hours before I don't know if I forget if I deleted it off the computer or what, because I didn't want the distraction. But when I was at Sunspace, I just played a little, but it's like too addicting, and it's weird feeling like I'm making this virtual progress in a game. But when I stop the game, I'm back in real life, and I'm like, I didn't make any progress here. It's just too much for me. I don't know. As a kid, that was fine, because it's like that was my whole life was virtual. But I would literally play like video games 9 hours when I came home from school on Friday, because I was just so stressed. I wanted to get my stress out. Time Splitters 2, I remember that. That gave me a headache, though. Or was it just Time Splitters 1? I can't remember. I don't remember a ton of PlayStation 2 games. I remember Red Faction or something, which was, advertised as like one of the first games with fully destructive environments. I can't remember anymore. It's been a while. Command and Conquer, I used to love those games. That I would be into playing again, but even then, like I said, it gets too... I don't know. As an adult, I'd be a much more casual gamer. I just want to see a cool story. And, it sounds like that stuff like Ghost of Tsushima or something, and Death Stranding. That stuff sounds cool to me. I don't have time to grind away and stuff like RPGs I used to love. I think Skies of Arcadia was the last RPG I beat. And I didn't beat that many in the first place. I never played Halo. Yeah, I played it at a friend's house a little, who had an Xbox, I think. Seemed like a cool game. I don't know, but my problem is I don't like these games with energy weapons. I like games with weapons that feel like heavy and shoot bullets. So that was my problem. But yeah, Halo's fun for sure. I enjoyed that when I was at a friend's house. What's the deal with Halo? Are they still making new ones, expansion packs? What? I have no idea what's going on with games now. Because it's like, I don't even understand what how the games are played now, a lot of them. Like, I forget what it was. It was like Borderlands or something. I played at a friend's house years ago back in Virginia. I didn't know what the hell I was doing in that. I've seen people play Fortnite. I have no idea what is going on in the game. Like, you build stuff and shoot stuff, and where are the enemies, and how do you win, and I don't know. So I need simple games. I can't read from this far away, damn it. Destiny, and I hear people say it's like their favorite game, they love it. I have no idea what Destiny is. I am never, ever moving back to Annandale. Do I see drug dealers? I'm not going to snitch on anyone. I see a lot of drug users, but I don't know about dealers. Yep, that's my problem with games, Break the Loop. You play a ton, and I would get so frustrated with The Sims, too. I had an early version of The Sims around like 2000 or so. So that takes me back a long way. I remember the first World War II shooter that started them all was Medal of Honor, scored by Michael Giacchino. I don't even think he scored any movies before that. It was terrifying to me to play that game. The sound was so creepy and it was so effective, and the PlayStation graphics, which were kind of otherworldly, it was so unsettling. Really scared the crap out of me. Hearing Germans shout in the distance and stuff. Anyways, and those games got really fun when I would play multiplayer on them. So I'm trying to think, what was the one? I think it stopped being Medal of Honor, and then I played, maybe it was Call of Duty, and it was one where you could play as the British, and you had the Sten gun, and the one with the clip that went on top so you could lie prone with it. And I think it was Cayenne or something. It was like fighting the Germans in a big building, like almost like a big military building, like where the officers were. It's not like a barracks or something. and you would climb up ladders and jump through. I remember one round. I always have this vague memory of it, how I was killing so many of the enemy because I was so quick and I was, always ready with wherever they were, that people kept trying to join my team because I was killing like 100 of them. But everybody, help workers get paid more. Go in the description, join the Congress of Essential Workers. It takes like 2 minutes to join. No password set up, nothing. You don't even get an automatic email saying, okay, you've joined. So I'm guessing they just email you when something is going on. But we need to connect to be able to demand higher wages and better treatment from employers. Don't wait. Don't make it wait another 5 or 10 years. Let's do it now so we get paid more, so we can survive this pandemic and not all go homeless like me. Oh, and I can't stand this guy. He was walking around in the park again, but it was in the distance. Thank goodness it was away from me. This guy who sings loud as hell gospel music. He just kept singing, "Hallelujah, Jesus." I couldn't fucking. He's doing it loud as hell. It seems like some mental compulsion with him. Like he's doing it deliberately to assert his dominance. It's so unpleasant. Thank goodness he was just doing it far enough away from me. But he does it. He's done it several times, several nights at this park that I go to now. Really annoying. Annoying. I got to do some more writing before I sleep. I did cheat a little on my eating today. Aside from the little bit of oatmeal, an apple, a Kind bar, the lowest calorie one I could get with almonds and cranberries, herring, peanut butter, more oatmeal. I had a ham and egg sandwich from Jack in the Box. I took off the top piece of bread on it though, the bun. And this afternoon I was so hungry. I went over to a Chinese restaurant and I had like a chicken with rice, a little bowl of it, chicken with rice and some bell peppers on it. So that right there was my biggest meal in like 4 days. But that's okay. I'm not eating much tonight, not spending any other money because I do not have much money now. Oh boy. It is crunch time with the bills. Tuna's fine. I mean, everything I eat is just bland slop, pretty much. Even apples, they're just so bland, basically. I mean, Kind bars are the only kind of, nice thing. And even the ham and egg sandwich I had this morning, I got ham because it was the lowest calorie option. The other ones were bacon and sausage. So yeah, tuna's fine. If the vaccine comes out for the Trump virus, will I take it or wait for 2.0 version 2.0? I want to actually see what scientists say. It's ridiculous. I'm trying to stop saying It's ridiculous that anyone is mocking people as anti-vaxxers who are waiting for this vaccine for proper trials because Trump seems to just want to rush it through because he's totally reckless and he's like, fuck it, just give him something called a vaccine. We don't care if it's been tested the way vaccines actually are tested, and that's why they work. And Trump has said anti-vaccine stuff before. Anti-vaxxers are foolish, ignorant. They don't believe in science. They need to educate themselves. They are risking their lives and not necessarily theirs, but their children's and other people's lives. They need to study. I wish everybody had a better science education in this country. It's so abysmal how we teach evolution and we teach the Bible. Like evolution is just one option, but the Bible is an equally valid option with an account of life and the universe. Such garbage. People need to be taught skepticism. Religion is practically, I'll say, a plague. I won't say it always at all times, because I think people overshadow the problems of racism and nationalism when they just talk about religion. But religion and superstitious thinking are they're so ruinous. Because of that stuff, we have so much global climate change and no attempt to change it. So much poverty because we believe poverty should be inflicted on people. So much untreated illness because we think medical care should only be bestowed on people who are morally deserving of it and hardworking enough. Yeah, we need media literacy, definitely, because we have like 6 companies that own everything, including like Saudi Arabia and stuff, like such rich billionaires that own so many of these companies. We need skepticism taught. People just do not understand the value of skeptical inquiry and scientific literacy. I don't look at Reddit. Let's see. I used to enjoy looking up weird videos on Reddit, but I don't really do that now because I'm just writing a lot and screwing around on YouTube. But I'm going to wait and see about the vaccine and see. I'd be glad to take it if it's just properly tested the way vaccines should be. As it is now, I know they don't have enough people, they don't have enough trials going, and they need time. So it just takes a while. If money was no objects, what meal would I get? I would just get like a big, like, what's the word? Not a gyro sandwich, but like a chicken souvlaki sandwich or something like that. That's it. But what was I doing? I went to or I would get a pho meal. It always sounds like I'm going to finish saying something else because I always thought it was pho, the way it reads, but it's pho, the Vietnamese soup. That stuff's good. I would like that. Eckhart Tolle's writings. Who's that? A scientist? I take zinc and vitamin C every day, pretty much, in echinacea, magnesium. Whenever I get a cold, once I take zinc and vitamin C, it knocks it out right away. So I can't recommend that for everyone necessarily because, I'm not a doctor, but for me, it's worked. I haven't really gotten a cold in like 5 years. I did have the flu bad last January, though. Spiritual teacher, I don't believe in spiritual crap. But what meal would I get? Maybe, I'm trying to think because I went to this like Middle Eastern, what I was thinking about, I went to a pho place around here and it was closed, but in the same shopping center, there was a Middle Eastern place. This was a few months ago, and I got a big chicken sandwich, but what was it called? Like, there's different names of sandwiches like souvlaki and gyros, which are more like wraps, but what was this? Not like a falafel sandwich. Well, anyways, it was really good. It was like chicken and onions and tomatoes. It was great. But what news sources do I read? I actually pretty much just check Twitter. I know that sounds bad, but I check people who are usually there, who are actually seeing stuff, or who are giving skeptical accounts, or journalists who are giving, progressive takes on things. Or I don't like to put any label on what I do because that to me is like vulgar to say, oh, here's the side that's right. But people who are just concerned with humanity, who are humanitarians, that's the way I'd put it. Humanists, secularists, skeptics. Chrissy Stroop, she has a book called Empty the Pews Out, about accounts of people leaving evangelical Christianity. Not always abusive cases of evangelical Christianity, but many times they are. And she's taking submissions on a second book with accounts of people of different religions, not just Christianity. So Muslims, I forget if she's accepting them from Jews too or other faiths, but I know at least she's accepting them from Muslims, and she's good because she's anti-racist. Well, a lot of the new atheists, they're just totally racist against Muslims. So she says, not Islam, if we'll accept submissions about Islam, but no Islamophobia. And she writes articles, for instance, about the pernicious effect of evangelical Christianity in America, of homophobia, how religion's tied into basically white supremacy homophobia, transphobia, racism. Lots of other people who are just on the ground and, you know, just watching directly. They're the ones who are there and dealing with the police, being abused by the cops, witnessing people being arrested without any cause, all kinds of stuff like that. Yeah, so I take it back what I said about progressive. I just say humanist. That's the best term I can describe it, because you can't really pin that down to a side necessarily, but I will say just always, I'm reluctant to join any side, any group, because I don't always trust that I know what's right. But I try and just follow like figures and facts and people who are there and people who are seeing stuff and talking about what's actually happening, and not gullible conspiracy theorists. And there's always, even among the people I follow, sometimes disputes on what really happened, who's right, who's some. I can't follow a lot of it because I'm just like, I don't know. I stay out of it. I'm not an expert on this stuff. But a lot of people who are either seeing directly things that aren't being accounted for in mainstream media, specifically because mainstream media is way too deferential of the government and police's accounts of everything. Like, officer involved shooting results in one person dead. What does that mean? An officer witnessed the shooting? No, it means a cop killed someone. And they won't say, because they want to sanitize the language, and they'll say, well, here's the police said. Breonna Taylor, sleeping in her apartment, posed a grave threat, and her boyfriend shot at them 100 times. Things like that, where they can, where on Twitter I'll see people who are giving accounts of, you know, witnesses and and what the police are actually doing to smear Breonna Taylor's boyfriend, for instance. Well, ex-boyfriend now because she's dead, but things like that. I don't know. I just try and follow, and also just accounts of like racism I never knew about before, transphobia, homophobia, from trans people, from gay people, from black, brown, native people, things like that, where I just didn't see them before. I didn't know. Anyways, click like, everyone. Helps the video out. I'm going to try and get some decent rest tonight. That's why I started the stream a little bit earlier, whereas before I started at like 7 or so. I don't know why. I look like 10 times fatter today than I did yesterday. But I want to stop saying excuse me. But I'm keeping to my diet pretty strictly. I did eat the chicken with rice today, so that was probably at least like 700 calories or so. Too much rice. But I ate it slowly. Yep, too much pho. I ate it slowly though, even though I was like really hungry, because I wanted to let myself have that discipline of eating it, and I was lightheaded from being hungry. And I left some rice for like 30 minutes later, 45 minutes later to eat the rest, just again to have that more discipline. And I walked a bunch before I ate the rest of it. And then I barely ate anything else today. So I am being pretty good about my diet. It just takes time, as usual. I'm sure by the end of the week I'll notice more of a change. And I'm working out hard every morning. I'm pushing myself longer and longer with workouts than I used to, because I think I just took for granted while I'm working out every day, so therefore I can go easy on it, but really I should be pushing myself harder. Intermittent fasting, I think that's generally a good principle for me. I don't stick strictly to a schedule, but today, for instance, I think I ate my oatmeal around 6:30 or so, and it was just small, like half a cup like this, with protein powder in it and hemp powder. When you mix that stuff together, it is a bland stew of just slop. But I won't eat again until maybe after my workout tomorrow morning. So I might eat around 7 a.m. or so tomorrow morning. And even at that, throughout the day, I'm just eating very small meals. Oatmeal, an apple, Kind bars. Kind bars are $1. Yeah, I got to get cinnamon. I actually wrote that down. I like cinnamon a lot. I used to put it in my oatmeal every day when I had a home. I got cinnamon from the food bank once, and I was putting that in my food, so I don't want to buy cinnamon from the grocery store, too expensive. I want to see if they have it at a dollar store. I know they have it at 99-cent only store. I'm not going there. It's always too busy. So I want to go one of the other smaller dollar stores and see if they have it. Actually, one of them I think should have it. They're a little bigger because the other are really small and they don't have. They got a lot of cool stuff, but they don't have a lot of food items. And this other one I know they do. So I want to check there. Kind bars also at Vallarta, they're $1 each. Really cheap for relatively expensive. I would prefer less sugar, but I get the lowest sugar ones with like 7 grams of sugar in them, and I only eat one a day. And it's the almond and cranberry Kind bar. And peanut butter, herring. Herring's too expensive. $1.39 for a little tin of it like this. It went up from $1.29 at Vallarta. And I was getting tuna from the food bank, but I bought some, and sure enough, they had a bunch, and either someone bought it or they just cleared it out. So that sucks. I should have gotten it all before, because the food bank, you never know what they'll have day to day. Some days they may have a lot of stuff I want. Other days they don't have much of anything that I want. But definitely, I should get cinnamon tomorrow. I should go by the dollar store that I'm pretty sure would have it. Relatively sure of that. And join the Congress of Essential Workers. We all need to be involved. Imagine if 10 million people joined it, demanding better wages. It wouldn't necessarily change a lot of companies, but it would be enough to at least get some media attention, put some pressure on these companies, get them to put out statements, starting to get them to try and make small concessions to workers, to say, oh, we're going to treat you well, we're going to pay you well. I can't see the chat. What do you mean if a story of mine got traction or interest to be made? You mean a script I write? I'm writing feature film scripts, so that would be the answer to that. And click like if you haven't already. If you have, don't click it again. You'll make the like go away, seriously. But if you haven't, click like. That helps this channel survive. I'm still desperate for a job. Still going to ask for $17 an hour if I do get an offer from this job that didn't get back to me today. They got back to me yesterday, and I told them, sure, let me know what the next steps are. We all need to connect when it comes to the need to demand employers pay us better. A lot of them can. They majorly can. They don't want to. And they know they can get away with it because workers are scared. They don't know how to organize. I admit I don't know how to. I'm trying to take other people's lead. So that's why I joined the Congress of Essential Workers, which all it is, it's not even anything official. It's just a website that Chris Smalls started where it's like agreeing to be part of a movement to get to get unions and collective bargaining for workers, so they have more power to demand higher wages, paid medical care, paid vacation time, hour-long lunch breaks, provide safety equipment, protective equipment for the Trump virus, protective personal equipment, PPE it's called. I'm trying to talk without saying and it's actually hard to form thoughts, but that's fine. I got to practice that. Yes, I have a backup plan if the $17 an hour job falls through. I'm still applying to lots of other jobs, and I'm making YouTube videos. I make some money on YouTube. It's not enough for full-time income, but it definitely helps. So that's why I keep making the videos, keep watching, keep liking, subscribing. Join the Congress of Essential Workers in the description. It's very simple. Sign up. You don't even make a profile or a password. All you do is put your name, email, phone number, and there's like 3 or 4 other things you fill out, including how can you help meaning what kind of things can you do? Like phone bank? Can you use social media? Can you organize? Can you recruit? Can you reach out? Things like that. And there was one other one that was along those lines where I just put other and I put I'm a filmmaker. Maybe I can help somehow with that. And I think that was pretty much it. So the whole thing took like 2 minutes to sign up for. And there's no obligation really for anything. I didn't even get an email right away saying I'm signed up. So I don't know if this is going to lead to anything. Anyways, there's nothing official about it. Like I said, maybe I'll never get an email. But you got to do something. You got to try something. Follow your local tenants unions. I've heard of tenants who evict their landlords. Somehow they're able to do that. I saw that today. I didn't look at the story, but I just saw the headline. Tenants are able to fight for their rights when they band together. They rent strike. They demand landlords fix things. They demand more tenant protections. They fight unfair evictions or illegal evictions. Landlords evict people illegally lots of times. It's not even a rare thing. And it's because tenants don't know their rights and they're scared and they're stressed and don't want to fight. And they don't know how to fight in court. But if they stick together, it's so much easier. When everybody in the building goes on rent strike, fuck your landlord. He's screwed or she's screwed. And they can't be such a greedy pig. And they should learn. They should be made to learn, like the little pigs that they are, that instead of trying to screw over tenants, they're better off and lobby for, I don't want to say either. Lobby for things like zoning laws that make it easier to redevelop properties as high-income housing, kick out low-income tenants, to rent at higher rates and get bigger tax breaks for that. Pressure them, make them squeal, and get them to lobby instead for more tenant protections, for more affordable housing, for mortgage freezes so that they don't have to pay their mortgages, even though I think they should. They deserve to, but fine, I can't give everybody what they deserve. Do I know homeless people that got a temporary hotel room during the Trump virus? I enjoy even reading it out, Trump virus. I enjoy reading it when people type it. Not personally, but I've seen it in homeless groups, in a homeless group that I'm a part of online, where people have said they're part of Project Room Key, and varying degrees of success. Some people are really happy with it, some people are really frustrated with it. So, I've seen it, but I don't know anyone personally, but I don't think I know any other homeless people personally around here. I'm trying to think. No, not that I'm aware of. I did briefly. Another guy who just moved to LA like a day before he worked on this film I was working on. This is like a year ago now. But he quickly moved into a place after that. He got a room. I wish the mayor, Garcetti, or the governor, Newsom, would do some kind of project to make gyms open for homeless people to shower in them. Why can't they do that? Provide them some money so they're not charging people, close the facilities of it so they can't use the exercise equipment or the weights, and let people at least use them as showers. Because you've got all these gyms closed now, there are showers in there and nobody can use them. That would be nice to have. No, I've never been in a script writing program, but there are several I would like to join. I really want to. I did attend it was just sort of a one-night instruction course from Jill Chamberlain, who has a book called The Nutshell Technique, which is really good. I read it, and I liked her videos on Film Courage a lot. And I went to that. It was really good to be at, and it kind of made me remember, I got to pressure myself a lot, work a lot harder to get my screenplay clear and give it clarity, because I was kind of slacking at the time. This is before I had my relapse of my disorder. And no one gives a shit, Ryan. You know what? You you assholes are like. So I'd like to take her course, one of her courses. She teaches her own online courses. I'd like to take one from Corey Mandel, at least one from him. There's several others. I can't remember all their names. Scott Myers, but I can't remember some of the others. I think that there's one with Shannon something. I see her stuff on Instagram all the time now. I can't remember the name of her Instagram profile. The Professional Screenwriters, something like that. But I want to see what courses she has. But I don't have the money for anything now. Also, what's your name? Pilar Alessandra. She teaches courses as well. So there's lots of people. If I had the money, I would take them. Who else? I'm trying to think. I really liked what I saw of Scott Myers and Corey Mandel and Jill Chamberlain. I'm sure there's lots of others. Method acting? I don't know. I mean, do what works, actors. I don't know. I'm not an actor. It's totally different from how I think. Actors think totally differently because they have to approach their work totally differently from me. And what is method acting exactly? It's when you stay in character all the time, even offset? I'm not sure. Exactly. I always get it mixed up probably with something else. But method acting is, it's got some adherence, I'm sure. I don't know. I don't think anything of it. I'm not familiar with it. Okay, so it's actors stay in character all the time. Seems a bit unnecessary. I don't know. That's my initial opinion of it, but if it works, go for it. Sacha Baron Cohen had to do method acting in his sequel to Borat. He said that when he was living with two Trump virus conspiracy theorists, for 5 days, he had to stay in character all day. So he said that was a challenge, to have to stay in character as Borat, react to everything as Borat for like 5 days of filming with them. It's so funny. Oh man, I could only imagine. I can't imagine living with Borat. Like, how does he do simple stuff that's not that funny? That's what I want to see. Not just the really funny stuff, but does Sacha Baron Cohen ever get tired of doing him? Like, does he slow down? Does he ever not try and be funny? Is he just like, can I use the? I'm not gonna do his voice, but can I use the bathroom? Like, is that all right? Is it always got to be funny with him? Because that seems absolutely exhausting, especially for that type of character, where you've got to change your voice and you've got to think totally differently. It's not like a character that Ed Norton would play. Oh, he's played lots of characters who are like that too, actually, I should say. But it's not like a character, okay. I don't know. I'm trying to think of somebody. I can't think of anybody. Yeah, Ollie G was. I didn't see a lot of that actually, so I can't say too much of. It seemed kind of obnoxious, the character, but I admit it was funny at times. It's also a little weird for me because the way he talks and acts, it's like so foreign to me, because I guess that's more of like a stereotype in England, but for me it was something I was totally unfamiliar with. And I guess it was very popular in England, right? And was Borat a character on the Ollie G show? Or did Borat have his own show? I know Borat was on a TV show that Sacha Baron Cohen had before, but I forget if it was just a sketch on the Ollie G show. Excuse me. Well, we don't have too many people in here, so I'm going to get to sleep. I want to be well rested for tomorrow. Thanks for watching, everyone. I got to keep working hard and get signed up on the Congress of Essential Workers in the description below. It takes like 2 minutes. You don't even sign up with a password. You just fill out your name, email, phone number, and answer 2 or 3 quick questions, and 2 of them are like multiple choice for how can you help? How are you interested in helping? Can you phone bank? Can you do social media? Can you do outreach? Can you plan meetings? Because we need people to get connected to thousands and thousands of people so that we bring companies to their knees and say, you must pay us more, you must treat us with dignity, or we're not going to work for you. We're going to shut you down. We'll grind you to a halt. That's what we have to do. We have no choice. You can't just say it individually and do that. You have to all join. All right. Thanks for watching, everyone. I got to get my phone charged somehow tomorrow and keep working and go back to the drawing board on my screenplay that I'm having trouble with, but that's all right.